AB-145. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 145 by Assemblymember Galgiani and others, an act relating to high-speed rail.
Ms. Galgiani.
Thank you, Madam Speaker and members. I'm pleased to present this on behalf of myself and my joint author, Assemblymember Bonnie Lowenthal. AB 145 will establish a new Department of High-Speed Trains within the Business, Transportation, and Housing Agency to strengthen the operational and administrative capabilities of the state's high-speed train project management and provide additional state oversight. The goal of the board in its advisory capacity will continue to provide guidance to the state regarding the project. It will be the public forum for vetting policies regarding the project and the forum for public participation and transparency. The state, via the Department of High-Speed Trains, will retain the decision-making authority with guidance from the board. The key question here is, what type of structure builds a high-speed project in its next phase? We need to take a step back and update the High-Speed Rail Authority to catch up with the construction phase of the high-speed rail project. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Ms. Lowenthal.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise in support of this measure for which I'm a joint author. Members, I, along with Assembly Members Galgiani and Gordon, have had hours of meetings with the Federal Highway Administration, the Legislative Analyst's Office, the High-Speed Rail Peer Review Group, and others. And as Assemblymember Galgiani said, together we are crafting a measure to provide the appropriate governance structure for this project as it evolves from a concept to a reality. There are very many moving parts, as we've seen by the number of high-speed rail bills already taken up on the floor. However, we're making significant progress, and this bill needs to continue moving forward. I respectfully urge your aye vote.
Ms. Harkey.
Thank you, Madam Speaker and members. I've been through multiple hearings, raised multiple objections. My objections and the problems have been with the reporting and the financial analysis, as well as where the money could possibly come from and the future debt on the state. Do not fool yourself to think that you are going to get money from the federal government to cover this high-speed rail. You will get probably the $3 billion. You may be able to pick up a few more. But if this is going to be a project other than just a temporary job projects that are going to basically use up $5 to $6 billion and saddle you with state debt, then you need to find a lot more. And the private market is not going to come forward until a route is profitable. Now, they may sign up to an operating agreement with the state of California, and that could be something that is possible. However, that will not be for free, and it will guarantee a return. No one is going to invest money in this high-speed rail unless they get a return. The return will come out of the people of California, out of your pocket, out of your general fund. And the train was supposed to have no state subsidies in the legislation that was passed and the bill that the people voted for, which passed the original $9 billion bond. Now, there is talk of further defining what a subsidy means, but I think we all know what a subsidy means. It means it will come from general fund dollars. At a time when our debt is off the charts and we really can't access it, we're doing what we can under just general obligation bonds to keep this going. And we've got a match fund with another $3 billion in the spring before construction. So I'm just telling you, you are getting down a track here with something that I know many of you will be termed out. You think it might not be important. It's up to the next guy. But that's been exactly the problem with this, is that there's no one engaged. Ms. Galgiani will be terming out. Ms. Lowenthal, I'm not sure. I think she came in with me. But the bottom line is it's really hard to get your hands around. Excuse me, Madam Speaker. May I have some quiet back here? I'm sorry to disturb everybody with something that is extremely important and going to indebt you and your children into perpetuity. Now, you may like the idea of high-speed rail, but before you begin down this path, you have to understand the economic impacts on the state and if it's worth it. And I don't think that you are. The LAO has stated, the peer review group has had issues with it. Putting this under another bureaucracy is not the answer. Now, it may in fact be better than where it is now, depending though on what happens to the bureaucracy. So I'm just telling you that I know this had some support in transportation, but you are burying this project more and more, and you need to understand the true ramifications financially of what you're doing to our state. So thank you very, very much. I don't expect anyone to change their mind, but this is huge. It is a huge project. It's a huge debt, could double the state's general obligation debt, double it. So think about that.
Ms. Galgiani, you may close.
I would like to leave you with one thought. In France, their profit margin is 25%. In Japan, their profit margin is 50%. This is a public-private partnership. It's attracted private sector investment interest. The train has left the station. We're trying to make sure that it's on the right track by placing it under the Department of Business, Transportation, and Housing. I ask for your aye vote.
Clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll, tally the votes. Ayes 50, noes 16. Measure passes.